Welcome back to Fiends on Toast, episode number 178. My name is John James, and I'm joined as always by
Lauren Cahalan.
It's not like that.
I didn't know what to do with that.
Yeah, it reminded me of a YouTuber, but I instantly forgot what I just did. So
Okay. Wow. Okay. Happy Saturday. This is weird. We're recording on a Saturday.
oh, yeah. I was like, "Excuse me, it's Tuesday."
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, you also were talking about something that happened to you on Wednesday, and you're like, "So I arrived in then on Saturday," and I was like,
Let's do the time hop again.
"Yeah, big time hop energy off us." Yeah.
Yeah, that
Time
is my
warp.
Time warp. My Jesus Christ!
Oh my
yeah,
God, both
I
of
knew
us
that
just-
sounded wrong, but I was like,
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah.
I don't know enough about it. That is my brain today.
Yes.
I am tired.
Beans.
It's been a long day. Actually, it hasn't. It kind of has. It's 10 o'clock at night. Listen, it's a great Tuesday to be alive. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, great Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Happy Tuesday, everyone.
A friend of mine got a Father's Day card from their child that said, "Happy Father's Day, you've been amazing." And then in the card they wrote, "Happy Farters Day." Get it? Because of the beans.
Yeah.
But that's what that's what the child wrote. "Happy Farters Day, brackets. Get it? Because of the beans." And they told me this, and I found it so funny.
Oh, that's right up your alley.
I love when kids are funny.
Yeah.
Funny kids are class.
Were you a funny kid?
I'd say so, yeah.
I wasn't.
No personality.
No, zero.
No personality at all.
I was a child that was seen and not heard because I was a fat cunt.
Yeah. You're just wobbling away in the corner.
Yeah, just jiggling away to myself.
Christ, Lauren. We're in a group chat, and John and I are in a group chat. It's in like a wider group, and I pulled like a classic, John and Lauren joke on him during the week. But like I know that John's like, "Haha, Lauren just burned me. That's funny." Whereas I know the rest of the group is like,
"Oh my God,
that's a bit harsh."
She's so mean.
So John put in a screenshot of his appointment to get his hair cut with Regine.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Scam." And I was like, "It's more of a miracle than a scam that you're getting your hair cut." And it got one reaction, which was Tom, and you sent me back a crying face. So everybody in the group chat's probably like, "What a bitch."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that people can very quickly forget, especially because those people wouldn't be around us as often.
Yeah.
How scandalous we can be to each other.
Awful. Yeah.
But
That's the way I like it. Like,
I don't think there's only been one instance I can think of where it was taken too far.
and it's when I accidentally said fat prick instead
You
of fat
called
cunt.
me a fat prick to my face. I was like, "Oh my God."
And I didn't mean it. Shut up, you fat.
Yeah.
But I meant to say fat cunt.
You
the
meant
way
to
we
say
used
fat cunt because we call each other fat cunts all the
Yeah,
time. But it was
yeah.
like, "Oh my God, you fat prick." I was like, "Oh my God,
Yeah,
my
you
heart.
actually got like really
My
upset, and I was
cholesterol
like-
encased heart."
I was like, "Oh my God!" And immediately I backpedaled
Yeah.
so hard.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I just there's sometimes I'm really afraid sometimes that I take the joke too far with other people, but
Fuck 'em.
I think I smile a bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
If you can't take a joke, fuck off.
Yeah, it's a great time to be alive. It's sunny again.
Yeah.
The birds are falling out of the trees and the leaves are staying put. I think. I don't know.
Is that how nature works?
No, no idea.
I haven't been outside in a while. I completely forgot to say this last week. But I'm going to say it now.
Okay.
So about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Listen, the timeline's going to be off.
Let's do the time hop again.
The timeline's going to be off, but this is the story is going to be accurate.
Okay. Let's go.
So, a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, who I haven't seen in 17 years.
How old are they? Like 80?
They're the same age as me, but I
7?
just haven't seen them
But they're an old friend, like, so.
in 17 years.
That's class.
Was like, messaged and was like, "Hey, what's the story with the quiz? We're going to come along
Okay.
to quiz." And I was like, "Class. Absolutely." They also listen to the podcast, which is mortifying.
Oh my God.
Mortifying. This is why I'm saying it here, because
Okay.
they're going to know. But it's just when I meet someone, especially someone I haven't seen in ages, they're like, "Oh, I listen to the podcast." I'm like, "Oh, you know way too much about me.
Yeah.
Way too much about
Yeah.
me."
It's like the question, "What's your podcast about?" And I'm like, "Look, I don't know."
Listen, we just open our mouths and see what comes out.
Open Your Mouth by Hilary Duff.
And then, so the next week, they didn't call, or I didn't see them. So I assumed they'd come along. But like,
we said something offensive.
yeah. Well, I just assumed that I wasn't wearing my glasses or paying attention, so I missed them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's lousy. But life goes on.
Yeah.
And the next week, so last week.
Yeah. That doesn't bring us to
Not
4
Tuesday,
weeks,
just
though.
gone. But the Tuesday before does bring us to...
Okay.
Was in setting up for the quiz, and next thing someone walks up and was like, Story, haven't a long time no see. And I was like, oh my fucking God. Because I completely forgot.
Yeah.
Because it in my head, it had already happened, and it was a week ago.
It was filed.
So we time hopped. And it was just like, holy shit. Like 17 years.
Yeah.
Hadn't changed a bit.
Really?
Just got a bit taller.
Just a bit taller.
Yeah.
They say the same about you?
They couldn't. Because I was the same height when I was fucking 12. So that was Shane and his lovely wife were there.
Shout out to Shane.
Shout out to Shane.
And his lovely wife.
There you got your shout out. But that why I'm bringing it up is when...
Schlane.
What?
It's like Slay.
Oh, okay.
But for Shane.
Why I bring it up is because I was chatting to him for a little bit afterwards. But like, they were getting ready to leave, and I was fucking getting ready to go home and stuff. So it was kind of like, small talk and stuff. Like, it was fine. Like, we was catching up. But I was like, I did the thing where it's like, oh sure, let me know if you're ever around for a coffee or anything. And you know what? That always feels like someone just says that because they're like, this is how I'm going to end the conversation, but I never want to see you again. So this is my official declaration, recorded and broadcast to the world, that yes, you should get on to me for a coffee.
Yeah. I actually think that it's one of the hardest things in the world to do, is like, you know, you genuinely enjoy the vibes with somebody and you want to hang out with them.
Yeah.
John just went...
I just started talking without the microphone.
Yeah, I was like, cool. Yeah. We're just hanging out. Yeah. John doesn't even know we're doing a podcast.
No.
I was thinking about this last night. I was going into town for a friend's 40th, and, you know, like 6 years ago, if I was going into town of a Friday and say, you know, that like it's a party, there weren't wild people, so they weren't going to be out all night, you would know that like if they all went home from this party, that there's 100% chance that you'd walk into a particular pub in the city centre and you'd run into 5 of your friends. And I was like, I feel like that's the most stark difference between being in your 20s and being in your 30s. It's like making time for and seeing your friends is way fucking harder. And it's like 98% of it is no ill intent.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just assholes and they don't reach out to you. But like, I'm more in contact. I see my friends over WhatsApp more than I see them in person now. I find
it annoying because I wouldn't say to someone, we should go and get a coffee, or we should...
Yeah.
I really wouldn't say that unless I meant it.
No, John will literally just end the conversation. He'd be like, all right,
yeah,
so like, that's actually what you'd say.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's what you'd say. I know you would.
Yeah.
It would be either, all right, so, or anyway.
Yeah. I have to go anyway. You're sure?
Or you'd say something about going for a cigarette or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I would not say that unless I meant it. But I know that other people use it as a way to end the conversation.
Yeah.
So I always, like, it'll happen to me, I'll say it, and then like an hour later I'll be like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I've ever said to somebody, we should meet up soon, we should go get a coffee, I meant it. Because I know there's other people who listen to that I've definitely said that to, and they're like, what a heap of shit. But no, I mean,
John's not
if
a
I
heap
say
of shit, actually.
if I don't want to meet up with you, I will not suggest it because I'm afraid it'll happen.
The thing about John is that he's very sincere.
Oh God, no. Am I?
Yes, you are.
What'd you think?
Yeah, because...
That seems like a very positive word.
It is. You're very sincere. Oh, sorry, sinister. No, I'm joking.
A bit of a chaos chows moment there, yeah.
But
you're very sincere. Sorry, fat prick. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, not...
Yeah, sorry. That's what I meant all along, sorry. No, because like... You don't ever kind of just say something to appease somebody. No. I've never ever seen you go, like, you know, someone might say, fucking hell, I'm not sure about this dress, and you'll just say nothing. Yeah. You won't turn around to them and go, it's mank, but you'll also won't be like, no, you're gorgeous.
I will, yeah. If you were like, what do you think of the dress, and I looked up and it wasn't nice, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, silent.
Yeah, you'd know because there'd be the pause.
Also, then I'd be like, why the fuck did I just ask John? I don't care. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm joking. I'm not.
I was actually going to say you looked very summery.
Fashion king. I know I'm wearing a dress and Crocs. I know the Crocs, it's legal because I'm in the house.
Listen, I'm never going to be happy about it, but I didn't bring it up, you did.
Yeah,
okay?
The Crocs. Anyway, it's crock shit, right? But John is very sincere and also like won't kind of he just won't appease you. So like if you're like, I think the sky is grey today, and it's not actually grey, it's like actually deep blue, you'd be like, well, it's actually literally not grey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm quite literal.
You are literal. It's the ADHD probably, but also it's part of his personality. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Here we go. Here we are. Like, so
I see you were saying sincere, but most people would say blunt.
no, I think that's sincerity. There's nothing worse than being around someone who you literally don't know where you stand with them. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like that about literally everyone, though.
Yeah, but that's just your inner demons.
I was only fucking 100%.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone recently, and we were talking about that exact thing, like just like the fact that like there are people out there you don't know where you stand with them, and it's hard. But like I genuinely feel like that with most people. Like there's some days I'll leave here, and I'm like, she's probably sick to the fucking teeth of me.
I'm sick of the fucking teeth of everybody. No, I'm joking. I never am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Like.
Yeah, but I won't be like Joe. And if like
I logically know it,
Yeah.
but in my head I'm like, she fucking hates me.
there's a good thing about me where I will let you know if like, you know, if something goes to an extreme, I will tell you, like, do you know what I mean?
You're great for an outside bar.
I'm like, I just want to let you know now that
Quick sidebar there.
because like the weeks that you were working 800 hours a week, I was saying to you, I was like, you're always in bad form now when you come in.
Yeah.
I was like, you're like a crack vacuum when you walk into this room. You need to fucking do something about your life. And you were like, I can't. And I was like, yeah, and I was like, fine. And then, then about 3 weeks later, you're like, so I did it. And I was like, okay. But I know, I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not saying you did it because I said it. You did it because you were going to get into the bath with the toaster. But like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know.
I nearly just... in my head, I already knew what I wanted to say. So when you said, like, you said get in the bath with the toaster, I was going like, no, Lauren, I was going to kill myself. As if like, the bath with the toaster would have been lovely, but no.
I'm extremely sincere.
Yeah, I'd have been swinging.
Yeah, so I was worried about you. So, and then I was kind of like, and then when you'd leave, I'd be like, Tom, was I bullying him there? And Tom's like, no, you were saying things that needed to be said. You're a little bit harsh, but like you were saying things that needed to be said. I know sometimes I think even Tom is like, you sure you should be saying that to him?
I don't think. No, I think it definitely will be possible for us to offend each other, but I think we both know the exact buttons not to press.
Yes. Don't mention my dad. I'm joking. That's a joke. Never. Do not mention my dad.
Don't even reference that I have a dad. Just don't.
I don't have a dad. That's a joke, obviously.
Immaculate conception there.
Yeah.
No, we know the boundaries.
Yeah.
But we also think it's funny sometimes to cross the boundary.
Yeah.
Just for the crack.
Funny, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to circle back on the whole, to go back to the whole friendship thing, I got like an extreme nostalgia for like being 24. Do you know what I mean? And I was talking to Tom about it then last night, and I was like, you know, people do say that you don't realise you're having the best years of your life when you're in it. And he was like, girl, he's like, you'll be looking back at 40 going, I wish I was 30. Do you know what I mean? He's like, you'll always, nostalgia's a dangerous drug.
Yeah.
Is there anything you miss about being in your 20s?
Like, what a thing to boil it down to, right?
I'm so buzzing to hear what you're about to say, because there's actually a glint in your eye.
But you said, I nearly interrupted you, but you as soon as you said the word nostalgia, I just wanted to jump out and say that I had a Twister ice cream a while ago, and I was absolutely thrilling. I was absolutely buzzing with myself. Okay. I haven't had a Twister in about fucking 10 years. Yeah. And I got one there a while ago. I was like, this is why did I stop? Like,
because you have diabetes. But anyway,
I didn't for the last 10 years. Like,
yeah, I know, but you know, you're filling it with other shit.
I was knocking on the door, but I wasn't answering. Like, but as soon as you said nostalgia, I nearly interrupted your story to be like, I had a Twister a while ago.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a good interruption.
Yeah. What was the question?
What did you miss about?
What did I miss about being in my 20s? Like, as I said when I turned 30, I am in the exact same situation I was when I was 20, except I just have a bit more aches and pains.
You're not, though. You've learned so much about yourself. You're like a much more fully well-rounded, no pun intended there, person.
I'm a skinny bitch.
Yeah, you're literally Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Like you know so much more about the world. You have achieved so much in career. You've achieved your goal of having a career in entertainment. You know, you've done so much. So stop fucking
I know
minimizing
that,
it.
but you're like, I don't have. I couldn't look back. Now,
I'm sorry, I love the way. Stop fucking minimizing it.
yeah, stop being nice to me. By the way, this is
Yeah.
not the right environment.
Someone has to be. You need to get a monthly dose of someone being kind. You know what I mean? Your man paid me, all right? I got a Revolut
I would
request.
believe that.
Maybe I paid her.
Request. You're paying my mom to pay you to be nice to me.
Circular economy,
you're
baby.
Like, no, Catherine, you be nice to him. And she's like, no, Lauren, you be nice to him.
Yeah.
I've done my bit.
And somehow Stephanie got Revolut money off both of us. I don't know. It's weird.
The intermediary. She's like, bring Kevin up and give it to him every now and then for a hug. If you said to me, here is a time machine, if you want, you can go back and be 20.
Yeah.
There's no compelling reason for me to do that.
Okay.
Because
I'd go back and buy Bitcoin though.
I'd gain 10 years onto my life.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I'm moving forward.
Yeah. Yes, I wouldn't want to go back either. No, maybe I would go back and buy Bitcoin.
Oh, like for all that, like for all those things, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'd be like, can I buy some of that?
But if someone's
what's a wallet?
Yeah,
I don't know what Bitcoin is.
Listen, lads, Revolut's gonna come along in a few years, and we're all gonna be buzzing.
Let's invest in Revolut.
But I wouldn't go back to being 20.
No, neither would I.
Because I have my friends, and most of them are the same friends that I had when I was 20.
Yeah. This four-eyed freak being one of them.
Yeah. Listen, I told you to get contacts and we won't mock you anymore.
Nobody ever mocks me about having glasses. I just want to say that.
Not to your face.
Okay, so I'm just going to boil the kettle and scald myself to death.
What a slow and painful way. It's going to hit myself 1,000 times in the head with a teaspoon.
That would not kill you.
Oh.
That would hit your head 1,000 times with a teaspoon.
Yeah.
That would not kill you.
Like,
okay, yeah, because I've a little
no,
small
you're
lady
thinking
arm.
You're thinking of tapping. Ding, 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 no, I'm thinking a full swing.
Oh my God, okay. Christ, that's really graphic.
But no, I think I'm happier 30.
Good. 31.
Than okay. Okay, September won't be long coming. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, but December is so close after that, and then you're 32, love.
Shut your fucking whore mouth. How about that?
Yeah, so I wouldn't go back, but
I'd make a fucking balls of it. If you sent me back to 20 now and you were like, right, go, I'd make an absolute balls of it.
30 stone.
Yeah, I'd be 31 stone.
I'd be like, fucking hell, look what happened to John. I
would have forgot about crypto.
Yeah.
Until someone said it to me again and I'd be like, oh fuck, I was supposed to buy some of that.
Yeah. Lauren told me in 2025.
I'd make an absolute balls. I'd be dead. I would make it. I don't think if you sent me back to 20, I'd make it to 30 again.
You kind of say to yourself, you'd be like, I get to 25 and then I just stop like forcing myself to eat loads of food, and then you'd be like, at 25 you'd be like, okay, no, I actually have. Yeah. You got the diabetes 5 months, 5 years in
5
advance.
years. I just sped the whole thing up. I'm on my £600 life now. They're doing documentaries about having to lift me out windows and shit.
RTE player.
Yeah. The only thing I would do differently is buy a house.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would do differently.
And I would be like, girl, I know you love the Oliver Plunkett, but like put €100 a week away for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean?
I would have not bought 7 cars.
Yeah.
No, that's a lie. I would have.
No.
I don't regret a single one of them.
You regret the Mini. Let's be.
I loved the Mini. Until
you loved it, but it was a fucking cunt of a car. Like,
yeah, it was.
It was not nice to you. Funny question, right? But do you feel, right, that it's like you are experiencing life a different way to other people because, like, you know, this is like probably a weird question, but you know the way, like, at the end of each day, like, I'm here with Tom, and like, you know, so do you find it harder to make plans with people now that people are like coupling off and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big
and does that ever get difficult? Like,
all the time.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, you're single. That's not what I'm asking. But you know, like, you even experience weddings a different way because, like,
100%.
Yeah.
But like the last wedding we were at, I would say most people were coupled off.
Yeah.
And I could have sat there and been,
including the bride and groom.
oh yeah. And I could have sat there and been sad about that, but instead, why don't I just have a nice time?
Yeah, and I suppose that's not what I'm. I suppose
But
that's not.
it's not. It wouldn't have always been like that.
Yeah.
There are weddings I went to where I would have happily not gone.
Yeah.
But
Mine
that's
in Thomas,
just,
for example.
yeah, prime example.
Disaster.
That's just throwing my toys out of the pram.
Yeah.
And I didn't enjoy them as much as I should have because I was like, this is depressing.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here now between two couples.
Usually me and Tom.
Usually you and Tom. If Tom gets sat with you at all, it could just be the two of us.
Tom usually gets sat at a different table.
Yeah. But like, I'm usually sat in between two couples.
Yeah.
And the first couple of times it happened, I was like, this is really shit.
Yeah.
This is really shit.
Yeah.
And it's that analogy of like, you could be in a room full of 1,000 people and still feel
Lonely.
like you're on your own.
Yeah.
But I'm also great crack.
You are.
So I find that it's like, if I just like temporarily insert myself into the couple, it's like, oh, well, we're all having fun now, aren't we?
Yeah.
In a non-sexual way.
Yeah. Parentheses, non-sexual.
Parentheses non-sexual.
You don't get rancheros out of the car.
Parentheses non-sexual is how I live my life.
Yeah, and like, you know, the way now with, like, I find it's like so hard to like schedule nights out and stuff like that now. Like, and you know, you put into a group chat, will we meet up on the 25th of August? And it's actually September of the year before.
It's and you as more people are coupling off as well.
Yeah.
You don't see them as often.
Mm.
So like this week, I think I only went out once socially, like.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
the same, yeah.
But see, it's different from your side of it. You might not go out socially because you're here with your husband.
Yes.
Whereas,
he's an asshole.
Whereas I could be sitting at home and I'm like, well, I text Lara. Actually, she's probably home, Tom.
That literally, but like, I know. But like, we wouldn't take any issue with that. We'd be like, oh, come up, like, do you know what I mean? We're literally just sitting here like
staring at each other.
Yeah.
But
which one of us is going to do the washing up?
Yeah.
You can come up and do the washing up if you want.
Anyway, or I'll be like, I'll text, but they're, I'll text.
Yeah, I know, I get it. Yeah.
So it can be fucking.
But I even find it cringe. Like last night in that group chat we were talking about earlier, I was going to put in last night like, oh, I'm at a 40th in town, and like, you know, as it was winding down, I was like, oh, I'm at a 40th if anyone's around, and I actually felt embarrassed to do it because like, it's like a fear of rejection. It's like, they're going to come back and go, fucking Egypt, we're all in bed because we're all between the ages of 30 and 40. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like even I was saying Shane, I met the last day, like, he was straight away, he was like, here's my wife. I was like, oh.
Yeah. And you were like, my wife.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Because you love Borat.
Yeah.
John loves Borat.
Your wife.
Yeah. John, your wife.
Look, your wife.
King of the castle.
You will never get this. Yeah.
That's actually lousy. Yeah, I know, I get it, yeah.
You just kind of get used to it. Just fucking, what am I going to do? Fucking rob someone? Like, it's not going to...
No, and I like, you know, and sorry, I didn't mean to like make it like sad, but it was like a different perspective I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Do you know?
It's a flip side of the coin, like.
Because I get deeply nostalgic for being able to just like, you know, go like, come on, we'll go out tonight. And like, people are starting to have kids now, like, you know, which is just a totally different thing. Like,
do you know what a weird one is, right? Is even just go back 5 years.
Yeah.
Right.
COVID.
So when I was go back a small bit further. That's why I
said 6 years a while ago. Yeah.
6.8 years, right?
7.
Do you know I'd have a drink once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, back then.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what night of the week it was. If I fired into a group chat, lads, I'm going on the pints tonight.
Yeah.
There was never a chance I was going to be in town on my own.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if I did that now, there's every chance that it wouldn't happen.
Yeah. And like,
people would be like, oh, it's a fucking...
Larkin's in New York. Like, other people who would have been in that group chat are in Australia.
Working.
People are working.
Children.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. is every chance I would end up on my own in the pub.
I even remember at Christmas time last year, I like put into the group chat in like November. I was like, right, 29th of November, nobody will be working the next day. I'm gonna go here. Let's go to this place. And like out of a group chat of like 20 people, 3 people ended up being there because like again, it's Christmas, kids, etc., etc.
Yeah, I think we've got to the point now where like 10 years ago, if you put into a group chat that you're going on the fucking tear, everyone showed up.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if you put into a group chat that you're going on the tear, the people who show up are the people who don't want to tear.
Yeah,
they're the fucking...
You're too available. Yeah. What the fuck?
They're the degenerates now.
Yeah, why are you available?
Yeah. Why are you out drinking at fucking 9 o'clock on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Like...
yeah. And like, it's funny, so I'm going to a like charity fundraiser for the Laura Lynn Foundation tomorrow.
So am I.
Are you going?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Same thing. Are you doing some work?
No.
Oh yeah. That's great news because I
was thinking I might walk out as well.
Okay, let's I'll have the emergency vehicle. That's cool.
Today's the first day in the last 4 days I haven't hit 10,000 steps.
Oh.
Which is
fair play. But sorry, what I was saying about that was we're going to this picnic tomorrow, and so some of our friends are going to be there with their kids, and like it's the first time that I'm seeing some of them for ages, and I'm going to see the kids as well, and it's like such a different thing to be excited about, you know what I mean? But it's like it's so cool to be there, do you know what I mean, together, and it's nice to have that little bit of, you know, different
adulthood, a little taste of adulthood.
Yeah.
Where you're looking at these people like, I wouldn't have trusted you 5 years ago to look after my drink when I went to the toilet. Now you have a baby.
Funnily enough, everybody that I know who has kids now, they would have been the people I would trust to mind my drink 5 years ago.
No, I couldn't say that. No. I've seen some things like.
Yeah. We've all seen some things, but yeah. So it's just weird. It's like, I think it kind of, I don't know why, but I think it just hit me like a ton of bricks during the week. I was like, okay, like we have officially transitioned into this next period of our lives, like, you know, because even 4 years ago it would have been easier to get everyone out, you know. But like it's almost like a ridiculous statement to put into a group chat now. Oh, you're around tonight.
Yeah. Anyone for Monday Club?
Yeah.
What?
Monday Club. I never took part in Monday Club, but still, there's like...
I've gone drinking on a Monday, but I've never taken part in Monday.
Yes, I definitely have.
I don't think there's a day of the week I haven't gone drinking.
Same here. Yeah. And that's the funny thing about, like, drinking culture in Ireland as well. Like, it's just so, like, embedded into everything that, like, it's weird for you to not be the one drinking on a Monday if you go into town.
And I don't think I regret giving up drink at all. But it was a weird thing where there's a steep learning curve towards learning to enjoy going out not drinking.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a steep learning curve for people to learn that it's okay for you to be there and not drinking. Because there was a long time where people wouldn't invite me because like, oh, he doesn't drink, so we just don't bother texting him.
I never once did that.
No, but many people.
Sorry,
did.
and I'm not trying to be like, how do I make this about me? But I only have respect for people who do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Whereas a lot of people are like, we're going drinking, we didn't think you'd want to come. And I'm like, well, ask me. Like,
yeah. Give the person the autonomy to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Like.
And I find it so, like, it's not fucking up my high horse, so I find it so funny how people are like, I'm going to a wedding now, and, you know, because friends of ours have pregnant partners, and they're like, well, she's not drinking, like, so I won't drink either. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like,
it'll be fine.
Do you know what you'll do? You'll still go to the wedding.
Yeah. And you'll still have a laugh.
You'll have a couple of chats.
Because I don't think it's about the drink. I think it's about the people you're around.
Just fucking, I think you said it last week, like, if you can't enjoy yourself sober, that is not...
Yeah.
You need to learn how to do that. Like, and I'm not saying you need to stop drinking, but like, you do need to also learn how to be sober.
Yeah,
like.
You do. Yeah.
It's good crack.
Social situation.
And like, you are, if you are a healthy person, sober for most of your life. So
yeah, Tom and I kind of, by means of trying to save money, will tend now to share the driving. So rather than both of us drinking, if it's an occasion like his birthday or something, yeah, fair enough. But I find it works out great because both of us are able to cope without drinking. Do you know what I mean? So like, and I don't get bored, especially if the crack is good. You know what I mean? I don't get bored. And like, you need to get this idea out of your head that the person who's not drinking is monitoring you. They're not.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
I don't think I've ever gone on a night out and people got in any and every condition, and I've never come back and been like, oh my god, you should have seen. I wouldn't do it. Like,
no.
Whoa.
John and his fucking notifications.
Space is coming. Whatever that fucking. What was that?
It sounded like the end of the world.
Probably Just Eat wondering why I haven't ordered in 24 hours.
You okay, hon? Yeah.
Everything good?
What's going on with the walking?
Lauren,
thanks for asking me a question just as I'm about to cough.
I'm injured still. My ribs are still sore. And some
Johnny Ribs, we call him.
I was doing a kind of a Johnny the Ribs. I was doing a kind of a mild rehab is the wrong word, but like stretching.
Yeah.
How do I speed up the recovery of a rib injury?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things was walking.
Okay.
Because you breathe deeper and it just keeps the blood flow and loosens out the area. So I was walking. I did 10,000 steps Tuesday.
Jesus.
I did 13,500 steps Wednesday.
Fair play.
I did 11,000 Thursday. 10,000 yesterday. Because I was playing golf today.
Yeah.
Which I did. But it was just kind of a. I did it the first few days to kind of like this. I was told this would speed up recovery.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I should probably be doing 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Anyway, because there are days where I will go through the whole day and do about 1,000 steps.
Yeah.
Which is fucking shocking.
It's sedentary, yeah.
Now that I have my days back, I really shouldn't just be sitting around all day.
No.
It is a waste of time.
Yeah.
You
only get one body.
But that's it. But like, I have my days back now. If I just sit around all day, that is absolute. That's rot behaviour. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, no harm in having a rot every so often, but
God
you
no.
need to.
But not 7 days a week. So if I can do 50 or 60,000 steps a week.
Yeah.
Great. Like.
Great. Yeah, fair play.
But
how does you feel any better from it? It's very hard to measure that. Like.
Yeah, it is. I don't think so, and I hate walking. I really don't enjoy it. But what's the alternative? Like, because no one's going to walk for me. Like,
where do you do the walking?
Yesterday I went for a walk on the marina with my sister and Kevin. We went from the marina market around Parky Queeve and back in. And then I hadn't hit my 10,000 steps, so when I drove home, I parked in Gala and walked out Lakewood and back to get to 10,000.
Fair play.
I did the park 2 days this week.
Mm-hmm.
I got lost twice down the
regional park.
Twice.
It's actually kind of easy to get lost down there because every corner you turn is different.
I used to know all the paths. And next thing I was walking, I was like, I'm pretty sure there was a right turn here somewhere. Then I fucking found myself on a rugby pitch. I was like, okay, I vaguely know where this is.
Oh yeah.
Took one of the exits. I was walking along by the river, then I was like, this river is going with me, which means I'm walking towards the city, which means where the fuck am I? After
did you take out maps, did you?
After about 20 minutes, I was back on the rugby pitch. I was like, how the fuck I didn't turn. How the fuck is this happen? Where am I, Narnia? Then I found the dog parks. I didn't know where they were. And I was like, okay, so I'm by Inishmore. What the fuck how did that happen?
Yeah.
Found my way back to the fucking fields then. The main fields where I go up the Inniscarra side, like. And I was like, right, what the fuck happened? How did I get lost twice? And then I looked at my watch. It was like, oh, you've done 7,000 steps. It's like, oh, great. I got lost twice. I haven't even finished my fucking steps. So I'm just fucking walking around like a fucking pleb then.
Yeah.
Do you know one of the things? Do you know what? I shouldn't have started, but I will. And I'll finish. No,
do it.
No, I will. Okay. I went over and I even said this to you last week, that if I go to buy something and it's expensive, I'll just keep it, right? I went over to get a coffee.
Okay.
And I went up and I said, can I get a nice latte, please?
There's a couple of different coffee places in the regional park, so you're not calling anybody out.
Well, one of them is cheaper. Telling you that for sure. Went up to this one anyway. There was 2 young girls working there. They were probably 18 18, 16, 17 maybe, I don't know, fucking doesn't matter.
They were either 6 months or 18.
Yeah, they were children.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, can I get an iced latte? And they were like, yeah, no worries. And they had to pull the fridge out from under the fucking counter to get the ice and everything. It was an ordeal that they went through to make this fucking coffee. Took the two of them. And I got out the wallet and your mum was like, €5. And it wasn't even a large one now. It was a small cup.
€5.
And I literally looked at her.
That's Starbucks prices.
And I looked at the other one and I was like, excuse me? And she was like, €5. And I was like, okay. Now the fact that they had to fucking DIY the fridge and everything to get the ice, I was like,
yeah. It was gone too far.
it was like, and they were children. I wasn't gonna like keep your fucking iced coffee. If it was an adult running the establishment, I might have liked, but
yeah, if it was the person who owned the place,
if I was confident that the person could legally buy cigarettes, I'd have been like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Keep your fucking coffee.
Also, the nose is literally falling the fuck off me now. I literally can't wait till we're finished recording and you tell me.
I was horrified.
£5 is crazy work.
And it wasn't even a big one. Like, I was horrified.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Any syrups in it?
No.
Just an iced coffee.
Iced.
Someone fucked up
latte.
there.
So I gave the fucking money. Nearly got sick into my hands. Took the coffee. Went anyway. Went for my walk. Grand job. Fucking. Then the next day I went back. It was a different cafe.
Okay.
And I was like, do you know what now? I do want a nice coffee. And I was like, shh, I haven't drank anything yet today because it was the morning. I was like, I'm just going to suck it up.
Yeah.
And go and get a nice coffee. Went over. Oh yeah, can I have a nice coffee? $4.20. I was like, brilliant.
Even $4.20.
I know. Robbery. Absolute robbery. But I was like, it wasn't a $5. And your one handed me the change and I went to put it in the tip. I was like, ah, fuck off. That would be me paying a $5. It's like, suck my dick.
Yeah.
Robbery.
I feel like.
And it was a fella the second day served me and just blew my fucking mind altogether. He was about, I'd say 16, 17 again.
Okay. And
he pure looked like a fucking gahhead.
Okay.
And I was like, when I went over, there was like 80s music playing, like fucking, like Scissor Sisters, Blondie, 80s music.
Scissor Sisters are the 2000s, but I leave you off.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell. Earth, Wind, Fire, that kind of vibe, like. And I was like, poor young fella's probably stuck there listening to the fucking radio, like. Next thing he turns it up, it was his fucking phone.
Fair play.
I was like, what?
Go on, kid.
The child is listening to... There you go.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
The kids are okay.
Kids are okay.
Kids are alright.
Yeah, this guy, he's okay.
alright. I was getting a coffee last week and you know the way that like I end up having like a deep meaningful conversation with everybody that like, you know, I get coffee off or, you know, meet in a shop. And this one was telling me this fucking mad story. And it's not even that mad, but it's just, I was like, wow, people are fucking wild. She had like a young one came up to her and ordered an iced matcha last week, right? And matcha now is like the big thing at the moment. It's like, it's very in vogue, you know?
Okay.
And, but it's like...
Because I was just going to say, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know, it's like a matcha tea, I think. So it's...
Was it the green thing? It looks like really fucking dark green swamp water.
Yes. So she went up anyway, she got an iced matcha. And I think generally what people do when they get matcha is they get like loads of syrups in it because people actually don't really like the taste of matcha. I think matcha is generally liked, but I think when young people go about it, and it's a real kind of Starbucks kind of thing. So this young one anyway, probably the girl behind the counter said she thinks she was probably a girl doing her leaving cert. Went up, ordered the iced matcha, whatever, and she walked away anyway, and she took a drink from it, whatever, and next thing, the girl goes back up with her mum 40 minutes later and she's like, she doesn't like it. And the girl behind the counter was like,
so?
Okay. And they were like, oh, is there any chance you could like change it or something? Like, you know, give her a different drink. And the girl behind the counter was like,
no.
She was like, I'll put some syrups into it. But like, it had 40 minutes had passed. So like, you know what happens to an iced drink after 40 minutes.
It's no longer an iced drink.
It's just...
Turns into just a drink.
Well, yeah, it's not iced. It's watery. Watery as fuck. So she added a load of syrups of it and your mum went on her merry way. But her mother wanted the girl behind the counter to make her a whole new drink
That's not
because
it.
what she ordered she didn't like.
That's not how things work.
No.
It's not a T-shirt.
And the girl had
You
said,
can't
this
return
is my
it.
first matcha as well. So like it wasn't like she could
was
say
try-
this
she
is
was
a bad
try-
matcha.
Yeah, she
you
was
know?
trying something new. It happens.
Yeah.
But you know, if you order something there from a fucking Indian, you're like, oh, do you know what? There's a lot of
Yeah.
things on this. There's a lot of words on this menu. I don't know what they mean. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try something nice tonight. I'm going to try something different.
I'm going to get it off the European menu.
And I'm
Omelette, please.
Yeah, I'm going to get a peshwari.
Oh, love peshwari.
And if you get your peshwari and you don't like it, you can't be like, I didn't actually like that. Can I instead get a korma? They
if
won't
you
do
find a lump of hair, return
Maybe.
it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can return it.
Yeah, yeah.
But that is, I imagine there's not enough money in this world that could pay you to do that, to walk up to a counter and be like, I didn't like this, can I get a different drink?
Me?
Yeah.
I think you'd actually have to offer me €1 million.
I don't think you do it.
I think there's not much I wouldn't do now for $1 million. I'm just going to say that.
Okay.
Like Meatloaf said,
I would do anything for €1 million.
but I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that, yeah. That's brazen.
Yeah.
That's
And also,
absolutely brazen.
You know, I think the situation worsened this week because, number one, it was announced that the Euro Millions, the 250 million jackpot, was won in Ireland, right? So
Cork.
that was
Shank
give me a
straight.
second. Just give me a second, right? Let me cook, right? So it's announced 250 million ticket sold in Ireland. Everybody's like, I didn't do the fucking Euro Millions. Who does the Euro Millions, right? Then you find out on like Thursday morning, it was actually won in Cork. So you're like, oh, great. Hopefully it was in Drimoleague or Skull or like, you know, Allahy's. Like you're kind of like, hopefully it's further away. Then it's announced it was sold in the city centre on the north side, which, by the way, the reason I just say north side is because I kind of feel, you know, I've got a bit of affinity with the north side. And then you find out that it was a single winner won it. And you're just like, you know, so I just feel like the situation just worsened as the week went on. I was kind of like, Ireland, it could be Donegal, you know what I mean? It could be Mayo, you know, it could be somewhere further away. And it just got closer and closer to home. Thank God, though, it didn't get sold at the shop closest to my home.
Yeah.
Because then I honestly think there would have been tears shed.
Um,
And you know the thing now
That would-
everyone's saying, John, the thing everyone's saying now, it's too much.
Fuck off.
Everyone's saying that. It's too much money.
I think I said this before though. There was a survey.
Mhm.
If you ask 1,000 people, if you give them 5 options
Yeah.
or 6 options, ever, if you say, would like to win 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion, most people will actually say 10 million.
I'm telling you now, do you know what? If I was just thinking of myself and like my immediate family, I would go to 1 million, right? Because that's, hear me out.
Fuck all these days.
Hear me out though. It's enough to buy me.
With 5 hours iced coffees and fuck off.
Yeah,
I'd be
there
taking
you go,
100 billion.
Country's gone to the dogs. If I think 1 million is like the perfect, if I'm just literally thinking myself, Tom, Teddy, right? Nobody else in the picture, then 1 million is enough to buy me a nice house. I'll be able to live my life as normal. So like I'll be able to, I know it sounds insane and I know you're going to be like, oh, fuck off. But I find that working keeps me very grounded, right? Like it's good for my anxiety because it's very routine driven and it keeps me plodding along and great. I think if I was idle, I think I'd go fucking mental. I really think that. But I think I'd go for the 10 million because I'd then be able to buy you a house, Nim a house, pay off some people in my family's mortgages. You know what I mean? I would like have enough money to, you know, sort myself out by buying myself a house, get myself comfortable, and then sorting other people out. Because like I tell you, from the bottom of my heart, I would buy you a house, I would buy Nim a house, I would buy like a lot of my immediate friends' houses to get them set up.
I think though, if you won 250 million,
Yeah.
you'd find a way to keep yourself not idle.
Well, I would hope so, but like
You would.
I would love to. That's why, like, I know I probably sound so insincere, but I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I would love to win that money because I would love to spread the wealth amongst my friends.
I think you should win 250 million and you'd start yourself a lovely little business that you could keep yourself going with.
Yeah. I would set up a coffee shop in the regional park, and I would charge €5 for iced coffee.
Do you know what? I'd set one up right next to it and charge €4.
Yeah,
I'd have the
right
exact
there.
same menu, but everything be euro cheaper. And if they dropped their prices, I'd drop by euro. And I would be right there out of just fucking spite.
I would actually just like invest so much money as well to let Tom like go fucking mad and go on tour and stuff.
Or buy
You
him
know
a
what I mean?
studio. Buy him Abbey Road or something.
Buy him Abbey Road. Oh, I'm buying you Abbey Road. But yeah, it's
I
know
used
we've
to get
talked
really
about it before.
annoyed about these things.
Yeah.
They're like 250 million in Cork, fucking with me. But now I'm just
Yeah.
like, do you know what? There are loads of people in the world who have 250 million euro. None of them are me. So
Yeah.
it doesn't affect me really. I'm zen.
You could live off the interests and stuff, like, which is interesting. Like, to be honest with you, at the end of the day, I'm happy for the person who won it, because that's more than life-changing money. Like, that's more than life-changing money.
I hope they're not one of these people now who's going to kill themselves.
That's a wild statement to make, but I know what you mean. As in,
Like
you hope that they're not, that they're
they'll
going to
buy
get
a Lamborghini and wrap around a pole or something stupid like.
You'd hope that they were the kind of people who would seek some good financial advice and would have
Act
good
on it.
supports around them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jody, you hear these people, like, and you like, oh, this person won money. You're like, well, they'll be dead in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this person is a deserving, lovely person. And you know, if they're not, fuck them anyway. That's all I want to me. It's not my money.
Yeah, exactly. I just think like there's so much to be said by having housing that you're not paying extortionate money for.
Sure.
Life would be so much easier if I just didn't have rent.
There's nobody you could ask, I don't think, that would say you win 10 million tomorrow, what's the first thing you buy and the first thing that is in the house.
Yeah.
Or else they'll say XYZ, well obviously after the house is sorted. Like, there's no one.
Yeah.
There's no.
Someone said to me the other day, that's bollocks, because they said to me, what's the first thing you do if you won 250 million? I was like, I buy a house. And they were like, no, like, what's the first thing you do? And I was like,
I'd buy a house.
I was like, I would literally go straight on to Daft, and I would just like
no, I'm daft.
go out the map, and I would just go, I like that location, and then I would go in and I'd be like, that house is worth 1 point something million, I'm buying it.
Oh, do you know what I did talk about? As I was on a walk there the other day, I walked past the house.
Yeah.
And I was like, because that was obviously in the head, because it was all week people were talking about 250 million. And I was like, I wonder if I won that now. I really like that house, like the look of it, location.
Yeah.
It just looks like a really nice house. So I wonder if I just walked up to their door and knocked on the door and was like, hello, if I pay you €2 million, can I have your house? Would they do it? That thought just popped in my
I
head,
certainly
like.
fucking would.
Well, I think most people would.
Yeah.
Because the house wasn't worth 2 million, but I was like, I want it.
Yeah.
So would I like?
That's the kind of mad shit people do. Like, you know what I mean? You'd be on like the heart transplant list, and you'd be like, if I just give you, can I have your heart? No, if I give you, like, I'm on the list, can I put myself up the list? You know what I mean? I know that probably that there's definitely laws against that, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
money talks, baby.
Sure, during COVID, and not weren't all the people paying to get the vaccines first, eh? Wasn't that going on?
Wasn't that going on? Yeah.
Wasn't that going
the
on?
vaccine kill us all?
You killed all, turn me autistic.
Maybe. Oh my God,
yep.
John, let's feed this to the far right.
The COVID vaccine gave me ADHD and sleep apnea and diabetes.
Oh my God, what a time.
Yeah.
Do you know the way I came off Twitter in like February? So, but I read. I love that. I nearly said I read a TikTok.
I watched a TikTok video.
Yeah, I watched a TikTok that said that if you sign up for Twitter, you'll immediately be fed loads of far right stuff. So I tested the theory. I deactivated the account straight away, but I set up a brand new account. It was actually like Jason JAY12 something blah blah blah. I just wanted to see what it would do, right? So you log in, give them your date of birth and whatever, and then the first thing that comes up is, everyone knows how to sign up for things, but the first thing that comes up is it asks you your like interests, right? So I clicked 3. I clicked pop culture, pop culture, music and comedy. They were the 3 things I selected, right? And I shit you not, I went to the next page where it suggests accounts to follow, and the first account it suggested me to follow was Tommy Robinson. Do you know who Tommy Robinson is?
No.
He is that extremely far right, like one of the big names of the far right movement in the UK, in England. And I was like, wow.
You say that, right? I set us up the Fiends on Toast YouTube page.
Yeah.
Right. And every now and then, for some reason, when I open my own YouTube, it's after switching to that account.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I being absolutely lambasted with racist shit and US fucking Trump, pro-Trump? That's because it's a new account.
And because you put your date of birth in, and you probably put your gender in as male, and it's trying to feed you all that shit.
Yep.
They reckon that if like a 12 or 13-year-old boy sets up a TikTok account and states that their gender is male, and like obviously their date of birth states they're 12 or 13, within 3 scrolls you get Andrew Tate, apparently.
Yeah. There's people who've done it. There's ironically TikTok videos about it. Like adults sitting down being like, I've just set this TikTok page up as a 14-year-old boy. Let's see how many scrolls it gets till I see something inappropriate. And it's like 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 scrolls.
Yep. Wild, isn't it?
It's
just means you have to like take a huge step back, don't you?
I don't envy parents at all in this respect, that like when their children turn 12 and that's the age that they all start wanting phones and internet and blah 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 blah, it's so hard to say no, but it honestly is the best fucking decision, like,
to just not let them have a phone.
To not let them have it.
Like it's the most realistic and sensible thing you can do, is to not let a child on a phone unattended,
unrestricted.
Because we did some shit on our phones when we were teenagers that I look back on now.
I've seen shit,
yeah,
and been shown shit on the internet when I was a child that nobody should ever have to see.
I know, like, it's funny, but like even like accidentally being sent like lemon party, that kind of stuff, it's funny. But
there was videos when I was in even fucking
Sudan Hussein
6th class, first year. Not even that, like, or like I fucking vividly remember there's a video of, it's like something, it's called like 3 Guys 1 Hammer or something, right?
Pain Olympics.
No, I don't know.
I think that was the Pain Olympics.
Basically, it's 2 lads murdered a fella and recorded themselves
no, I didn't know
bashing his head in with a big metal yellow like tool or something, and they literally killed him on camera. They recorded it, them mashing his skull in and like pointing the camera.
You're
at
being
it, like,
very graphic now.
Literally, and I was 13, saw that, and I was like, what?
Mm-hmm. And do you remember Omegle?
Yeah.
So you'd go to a sleepover in your friend's house and you'd throw on the family PC probably that was under the stairs.
Yeah.
And you'd go on Omegle and it'd just be dicks out.
Yep.
And you'd be like, ha 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 ha.
Look at that 40-year-old man with his dick out. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. And they'd be
and what he was doing was illegal.
Yeah, and they'd be saying all creepy shit to you in the chat and stuff like that.
ASL.
Yeah, ASL. Oh. For any Gen Zs out there, it's that means age, sex, location.
Yeah.
But
nobody, and even now I am an adult.
Yeah.
Right. I am 31 years of age, as you reminded me.
Yeah.
I don't think I require unrestricted access to the internet.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I online shop. I look up stupid. My search history is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because
that's why I don't let people on my phone. It's not because I have anything on it that's like, you know, what's the word?
Inappropriate.
Inappropriate, yeah. Or like something that would get me in trouble. It's literally because I'd be like, the back of my leg is sore. Is it cancer? You know?
I'd be looking up like how many kilometers is 10,000 steps.
Yeah. Or
and then I would immediately Google 10,000 steps equals how many kilometers to see if we can trick it, see if Google's lying to me.
Yeah.
It stupid.
Or like episode 5, season 4, Kimmy Schmidt, this actor, what else was he in? You know? My last few searches here, right? 3 Solpadol versus 2 Solpadol. Just to see if I could take 3 instead of 2. Shoddy Crunk and the Flow Wide Open, because I heard a song and that was that was the only lyric I could remember. I wanted to know the name of the song. Cheap golf balls. How to apply spray-on sunscreen. I got sunscreen, by the way. Well done.
I didn't know if I was supposed to rub it in because it was the aerosol.
You're not.
One.
I don't think you're not.
You are, yeah. See, you're supposed to rub it in. Like, these are my searches. Stupid shit. Like.
Well, okay, I was with my granny today, so I have disabled parking permit is my last.
Who is my granny?
Yeah, who is she? Then I have wedding of the week because the O'Madrans were featured. And then I have, can you buy a gift voucher for Ticketmaster? What was Rachel Allen's restaurant called before it was Dwyer's and The answer is
Alan's.
Rachel's.
Fuck. I had a 50% chance of getting that right, and I fucked
You
it.
did. And then I was looking up the price of the tickets for Madness. Yeah, pretty
Like-
standard stuff.
Yeah, I don't need. And people are always like, "Oh, the black web." I'm like, "Would you fuck off? I
The
can
dark
barely
web.
handle. Yeah, I can barely handle what I have."
No, I like as in don't give me access. And like the thing is that it's like, and I've been making real conscious efforts to like put the phone away. And
For anyone wondering, by the way, the song is Yin Yang Twins Salt Shaker.
okay, just in case it's wrecking
Yeah.
anybody's head. Yeah.
Shawty crunk the flow.
But yeah, I don't think I have a reason to have unrestricted access.
Nobody needs it. But when you give it to a child, they start looking up
Yeah.
wild stuff, or they get sent wild stuff. I was actually talking to friends of mine who are parents recently, and their child is, I want to say, 14.
Okay.
Could
Teenager-y
be
anyway.
Teenager, exactly. And they can remotely turn off his phone.
That's
And I was
really
like,
good.
that is so funny.
And that's one of the biggest problems, and that's something I saw a lot when I worked in Carphone Warehouse. Is the problem is that the current parents who are parenting teenagers, for the most part, do not know as much about the phone as the child does. So you can have, with all the best will in the world, put all these kids, like, you know, parental controls on the phone, you know, put them on the laptop, put them on everything. The child knows how to outsmart that because
'Cause
they
you
will
can
know.
Google it.
They can Google it, or they can uninstall. They know how to do all of it. So like, with all the best intentions in the world, your child will most likely know more than you.
Sure, when we were in school, remember the school computers were all locked down?
Yeah. We all
Did
figured
you? Yeah, HTTPS.
Yeah.
So instead of HTTP / // it was
Mm.
HTTPS / and it would bypass the school security.
and everybody around me was playing sensible games.
Viva la games.
And I was playing,
My
There was-
Little Pony.
no, there was a,
You were a horse girl, weren't you?
it was definitely not a horse girl, but thank
I
you.
saw that.
Yeah, sorry. Every time, you know, remember guys 10 years ago when people used to quote unquote frape you, people, anytime someone got onto my Facebook page, they posted pictures of horses and was like, I love horses, and it became like a running joke that Lauren loved horses.
Lady Gaga O'Brien loves horses.
Lady Gaga O'Brien, does it? I used to play a game called Screaming Beans because it used to make me laugh so much, where you'd click on the bean and the bean would just start running away from you, and it would be like running from side to side. So people were around me playing games that took some technical, and I was just watching beans run across the screen. So there was never any hope for me. But yeah, the school computer. Also, a guy I know got suspended because he was able to do like a command thing on the computer in the school that sent a message to the like all the boards around the school, because it was all on the same network, and he said something like, I'm hacking LOL or something like that, and he got suspended.
Wild.
But it wasn't hacking at all.
No. It's
It's command prompt, I think. Prompt.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody needs
Yeah, we don't need as much.
unrestricted access to it.
And I am genuinely making such a bigger effort to put the phone away, forget about it.
I tried all that.
So glad that's done. Nothing to worry about ever now.
I can't do it.
Your head's
I-
wrecking your head, is it?
I need the dopamine.
Yeah. See, I think this is why people do drugs, John.
Do you know what? I'll give that a go.
No. Sorry, guys. Let the record show that I am strongly discouraging that.
I'll take off heroin or something. I have loads of time.
No.
I have loads of free time.
No.
I'll give it a go.
Leave it off. But anyway, I think parents, if you can.
Oh, listen, it's
easy in practice.
it's such a thing.
Not
like,
easy in practice.
like to hold off as long as you can, but it's so hard when
Yeah.
they're like, but all my friends, and you're like, yeah, but all your friends are cons. You'll realise that eventually. Just fucking leave it off. Like,
I'm going to ask you a question, and I just know what the answer to this is going to be. But do you remember your 6th class graduation?
no.
No. I knew you were
But Shane was there.
There you go. God, Jesus Christ, Shane, I'd be running for the hills, but you got like mentioned
came
so
back.
many times.
He came back.
Okay, they always come back, baby.
Not in a weird way, like.
They do.
He's a cool dude, and I'm also a cool dude. Why would he?
I think the fact you just called yourself a cool dude really just fucked that for you.
We're
though,
both
doesn't it?
31. We're both think calling ourselves cool dudes is a cool thing. I
Your
hope.
wife.
Yeah. Your wife.
I remember how dramatic it was. So, like, bearing in mind, I went to school in Kerry Pike and I was going to secondary school in Ballincollig. So, like, there was a lot of people from my class coming to a secondary school with me. There was definitely 5.
Coming to a secondary school near you.
Everyone else was going to Closh-Cullum. The way you're holding the microphone is literally absolutely insane. Most people were going to Closh-Cullum. I went to BCS. So, there wasn't many of us. But we were all in the school listening to Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day and crying because we were finishing 6th class. And I look back and I'm like, most of those people didn't like me. Like, why was I crying? I should have just been like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
I remember going home to my mum being like, so emotional. And everyone was signing each other's jumper or t-shirts. And my God, it was crazy. Beyonce, crazy and Beyonce.
Nope. I do not remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember if there was a celebration. If there was a...
There was always a mass, I feel.
Could have been.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember any of the hymns from school?
No.
Were you ever one of the singers that went up at communion? Or what job do you get in your communion? Do you remember?
Show up.
Okay, you weren't one of the ones doing the reading or anything?
Nope.
Where'd you go after your communion?
My communion. Is that the one you do at 12?
Yeah, no, 8.
8.
Second class.
No idea.
No
I know
idea.
I got an Action Man watch.
That's class. Do you remember where you went after your confirmation?
Nope.
Jesus Christ, John. I hope you never unravel childhood trauma because you'd be fucked. All your memories will start flashing back.
I remember all the bad stuff. Like, I probably had a lovely day. That's why I don't remember it.
Oh my God, that is that is Lauren Cahalan level tragic. Like,
yeah, I remember all the bad stuff.
Oh my God, John.
Yeah, I remember I had a teacher who bullied me.
Aw.
I remember what she looked like.
In what school?
Primary school.
In primary school, you had a teacher who bullied you?
Yep.
I'll beat the shit out of her.
She hated me.
She.
Yep, Miss O'Flynn hated me.
She hated you?
Yeah. I remember what she looked like.
What did she do to you?
Don't know, but I know that she hated me.
Oh, John, I'm really sad.
Yeah.
It's too late.
What did I do on my lovely confirmation? Couldn't tell you. Probably went for a meal. Got an Action Man watch.
Stop now, right now. Please. You are doing this intentionally, aren't you?
No.
Well.
I have a shit memory.
Mm-hmm.
Shit
That's
memory.
usually because you're suppressing stuff. It's not usually.
No, it's because I have wasps in my brain.
I'm a TikTok psychologist.
I told you I met my second class teacher recently.
You did.
Yeah.
You were delighted.
Mm.
She was a nice lady.
She is a lovely lady.
Mm-hmm.
She plays golf.
No.
So does another one of my teachers. She actually retired though. She plays golf in Macroom.
And so does John.
Yep. And there's another teacher, and for some reason I can't remember her surname, but I know that her first name was Gubnett.
Yeah.
You'd
You'd never forget a Gubnett.
No. I think that was probably my first Gubnett.
You'd never forget your first Gubnett.
No.
Gubnett. I think, I can't be naming my child based on funny things, but it would be quite funny to name my first girl Gubnett.
I'd never forgive you.
You can't just do it for the joke. I would love to call
If you called your child Gubnett,
yeah,
I would have to bully it. And then
I'd have a bullied child.
Yeah.
If I have a child,
I'd never forgive you for that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. If I have a child that's a girl, right?
Yeah.
I will name her.
Also known as a daughter.
So just say a girl that's a child that's a girl. I'll name her something nice like, we'll just say Saoirse, right? Saoirse Jason Cahalan.
Mm-hmm. SJ.
Like, that has to be but the child's gonna be like, why did you give me the middle name Jason? And I'm gonna be like, so from 2021 onwards, for a few years we had a podcast with Uncle John. I know. Wipe your tears, it's fine. Look,
the one we always see his grave every year.
He lived his we went for the same joke.
Yeah, the fellow we went for the guy whose grave we put flowers on every Christmas.
He left you a load of money in his will, which is class.
Yeah.
And I spent it all in pennies. But Guineas. Yeah, I bought new curtains. But we had a podcast, and my favourite name at the time was the name Jason, because I think it's the perfect name. So Jason, been for mushroom soup, etc., etc. I explain the whole background to the child. And she'd be like, I still have no respect for you for the fact that because you thought it was funny, you gave me a boy's middle name.
But you know what the beautiful thing is then? You can go back and be like, do you know what? Listen to this. Because it's still going to be there.
Yeah. I feel like, I hope my kids never hear any of this. Bussy, clapping ass. Yeah, you clapping ass. You working secrets. You know, yeah. Shut your whore mouth. Yeah.
I hope that I have a lash of fucking sprogs and they all listen to this at some point.
My God.
Because they'll be like, they'll turn around and be like, what were you like when you were younger? And I'll be like, well, I couldn't be bothered talking to you, so listen to this instead.
I just feel like my personality is just, the way I parent is going to be no different to the way that I act in my real life. Tom actually thinks that like I'll be real, like, you know.
No, you'll be you're going to turn into a mam.
I don't think I will. I think I'll be real. Do you know the movie Easy A with Emma Stone? No, her parents are pure cool. I'd be like, I'd be aiming for that.
You think you're going to be cool, but you're not.
What way do you think I'm going to turn into a mam?
Oh, you're going to be a fucking mam.
Really?
You think you're going to be cool because everyone thinks they're like. I know I'm cool, but
okay, hold on. What?
You are sitting there now going like, I'm going to be such a fun, cool parent. You're not.
I feel like I'd be cool when they're teenagers, though.
It's not in their best interest for you to be cool, and therefore you won't be cool.
I feel like I'd be one of those firm but like liberal about other things kind of parents. You know what I mean?
100%.
I'm like, don't be kicking other people's furniture, but also like,
if you catch them drinking at 16, you're not going to fucking flip your lid. Mm-hmm. But I think you're going to be
like, we talked about this.
Yeah.
That's not very Sigma. I don't know. I don't understand any of the
phrases anymore. The fucking the lingo's going to be moved on quite a bit.
What generation will my kids be?
Depends on when you have them.
Which is looking... yeah, true.
Oh God, the mean joke like
that was so yeah. At this stage they'll be fucking
I can't.
What?
We have to stop because I'm going to get in some trouble.
Go on, say whatever you say what's on your mind.
We're an hour and 7.
Okay, what generation are...
listen and send us messages and all that be sound and it's just we'll be another few minutes here. What is it?
I'm looking up to see what...
We're in alpha at the minute, I think.
So that was 2010 to 2024, so I'm trying to find...
Well, then it's going to be beta.
I'm actually literally thick like beans. But yeah, so I'll have Gen Alpha kids.
Gen B.
Gen B kids. Generation Beta. Yeah, I wonder what they're going to be like.
Jenny B's.
Jenny B's. She do the marquee every year.
Isn't that what you had in 2020?
No, that was meant to be. Yeah, I hope that I'm going to be like, I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom, but also I can be like, watch out.
But it's not in their best interest. So like I reckon right now, right, fucking child falls out of you now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, wild. Like,
what would you do?
You weren't a fat prick the whole time. No. You were just fucking...
Pregs. But what, like, you just call me a fat prick?
Yeah.
You just call me a fat prick? No. Don't pretend that you're doubling back.
I did it on purpose.
No, you didn't. But that would be crazy. I'd literally have to ring Tom and be like...
You'd have to ring Tom. I'd have to ring Tom because you just like have had a child. You'd have to do other things.
Tom, I can't believe this just happened. But we'd have to call the Boulants and everything.
The the Bondulants.
The Bondulants.
I think right now and for the next 5 years, you would be exactly how you think you're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But then shit starts getting real. Because also, by the way, you're nearly 40. And then on top of that, you're trying to control a 5-year-old. And your patience will just wear a bit thinner and a bit thinner.
I always wanted to have kids in my 20s because I always wanted to be like a relatively young parent.
Girl, I thought by now I was going to have a house in Sprogs and the whole lot.
Yeah. You haven't even got...
I haven't nearly.
Yeah, I haven't turned the soil.
Turned the sod. You know what? My life is the event centre town.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, you are the human embodiment of the event centre. Or are you more like the National Children's Hospital because of all the money spent?
No, that's actually there's progress made on that.
There is progress made on you.
Will you stop being nice to me? It doesn't suit you.
Okay. Fuck you. You lonely bollocks.
on the way.
Bye bye.